When destiny got stuck. The unexpected love story in a corporate elevator. Lucia Perez had been working for years in a corporation located in one of the tallest and most modern buildings of the city. Every morning, his routine was the same. A hurried coffee, a mental review of pending tasks, and a resigned wait in the elevator line. The workdays were long and often monotonous. And the elevator, with its oppressive atmosphere of discomfort, did little to improve his mood. However, that morning, something extraordinary happened. Just when the doors of the as the sensors were about to close, a man burst in with surprising agility. He wore an impeccable blue suit, wore a watch that seemed to cost more than Lucia's monthly rent, and gave off, there was a scent that evoked elegance and freshness in equal measure. Lucia, who used to be observant and somewhat critical, could not help but notice the details. Her dazzling smile, the way she arranged. He tossed his hair with a casual gesture, and that relaxed confidence that made even the silence seem less uncomfortable. "Good morning," he said in a deep but warm voice, while pressing the button on floor 22. Lucia blinked, surprised by the friendly tone. "Good morning. Also to floor 22?" she asked, trying to sound casual. "Yes, I just started working in the Department of Marketing." "I'm Andres," he replied, extending his hand. "Lucia, from Human Resources," she said, returning the greeting. The exchange seemed the beginning of a pleasant conversation, but it was interrupted, suddenly jerked by a tug of the elevator, followed by a disturbing stop. The lights flickered and then stabilized in a dim glow. "Was that normal?" Lucia asked, with a wave of nervousness and hope. "I don't believe it," Andres replied, while pressing the emergency button. The intercom emitted a distant beep, but there was no answer. Both exchanged a look that oscillated between disbelief and resignation. "Well, it seems we are trapped." Lucia sighed deeply, trying to control the claustrophobia that was beginning to set in. "At least we are not trapped with someone who chews gum loudly or insists on talking about cryptocurrencies all the time," she joked, in an attempt to relieve the tension. Andres let out a carcajada, a genuine laugh that filled the small space with unexpected warmth. "Or someone who explains to you why the pyramids were built by aliens," she added, with a mischievous smile. And so began a conversation that quickly became an exchange full of humor, curious stories, and small flashes of vulnerability. Andres told him about his rescued dog, Pan Cho, who had the peculiar habit of hiding socks in impossible places. Lucia confessed her disastrous experience in a yoga class, where she ended up knocking down a whole row of beginners. Notes on losing balance in a posture. The connection was evident. In less than an hour, they had gone from being two strangers trapped in an elevator to accomplices of laughter and shared anecdotes. Lucia, who normally hated unforeseen events, began to think that perhaps this setback was a kind of gift in disguise. When finally the technicians managed to open the doors, a small crowd of curious employees received them with ironic applause. Andres looked at Lucia and said with a complicit smile, "I think this qualifies as the most peculiar way to start a friendship." Definitely. Although I would say this is more memorable than any work meeting. Before separating, Andres took the courage to ask for her phone number. "In case I ever need a yoga partner, or someone to rescue you from another elevator." Lucia laughed, feeling a pleasant warmth that contradicted the formality of her surroundings. "Only if you need someone to teach you. Modales a pancho." From that day on, the elevator ceased to be a cold and impersonal space for Lucia. Every time Andres and she crossed paths, they exchanged smiles that hid the knowledge of a shared secret. And although corporate life could be routine, love, as they discovered, had a fun way of appearing at the most unexpected moments. The end.